With our lower dowels installed, our leaf supports are a little wobbly, but they rotate in there nicely. We have plenty of clearance for the top. We need to figure out where to drill the holes in the top so that all of this lines up. If we set the top on and take a step back, we know that we want our leaf support gap to be the same throughout the length of the leaf support. What we don't want is the center portion to be getting smaller or wider. We want these leaf support pieces to be perfectly parallel to each other. Now, if we remove those leaf supports and the dowels, and we measure the distance between the center point of each of the dowels, we know that these dowels are exactly 1.5 inches apart from each other. We also know that our top is going to be exactly centered on our project. We are not going to want our top to one side or the other. We also are going to have it centered widthwise. And with that information in mind, I'm going to lay out my top pieces, double checking that my marks on the end grain line up so I know that this is the way that the top needs to be positioned. And before continuing, I need to make a decision if what I see is going to be the top of the top or the bottom of the top. So I'm going to take a good look at the grain to see if I like the way it looks. I'm then going to flip all of these boards and take a look at the grain again to see if I would prefer this to be the top of the top. And whichever side you choose to be the bottom, we need to identify that in pencil. Now this side that we have marked bottom is the side that we will be drilling on for our dowel pivot points. We do not need our leaf pieces, so we can remove those. We are left with our top center that is labeled bottom, meaning this is the bottom of the top. My top centerpiece has a width of 9 inches, so I'm going to identify my halfway mark at 4.5 inches. And I will identify that mark towards the lower portion as well. And using a straight edge, I can connect those marks. Next, we need to find the center point lengthwise. We have a total of 23.5 inches of length. Half of 23.5 is 11 3/4. So I'm going to put a mark towards the lower portion and a mark towards the upper portion. And connect those points in the center. So what I have done is identify the exact center point of this board. To verify that I have indeed located the center, I can take my straight edge from corner to corner, put a mark, and from corner to corner, the other direction, and put a mark. And I can see that I have, in fact, found the exact center point. Now, if you recall, The holes that we drilled for the dowels are exactly 1.5 inches apart. Placing our ruler right on the center point and lined up with our center line, we can make marks 3/4 of an inch on either side of that center mark. That then becomes our drill location.